Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus A330 pilot, and today we've got great news from iniBuilds. The first update of the Airbus A340 version 1.0.1 has finally been made available on Marketplace. Now this version comes with quite a couple of changes to the previous build, and while it is only the first update and iniBuilds are already working on the second one and probably even further successive ones, there are quite a couple of interesting changes in this update that I think are really worth talking about. But the engines are so lovely loud over here since they are currently windmilling. Let's actually go inside and enjoy those sounds a little bit more. And enjoying the sounds is the first thing that we absolutely need to talk about when it comes to the new update, because the sound have really been remixed and are now a lot more consistent in terms of their volume between the pre-flight procedures and all the way through takeoff and flight. Now, there is still some differences in the volume, of course, because it is simply a lot quieter when you're staying on the ground than when you're in the air flying at 320 knots indicated, which is represented in the product, but it is now no longer needed to really turn them down like we had to do with the previous version 1.0.0. Now, further changes include a lot of very nice logic refinements. For example, the FADEC does now power up with a realistic sequence. Equal time points have been added to the FMS, which can be accessed through the data and then the equal time point page down here. On top of that, we've also seen the addition of time markers into the flight plan, and a lot of refinements on the instruments and on smaller items as well. Now let's have a very quick look into the changelog that iniBuilds have posted on their forums, which is a rather extensive one again, just like we are used to from iniBuilds. So going over this, we can see a lot of lovely stuff. For example, tailwind and headwind components being inverted in VNAV calculations. Yep, that definitely was an issue. And as you can see, lots of stuff here, smaller stuff and also a little bit of larger stuff, such as corrections in CPDLC and DCDU message logic, which isn't perfect yet, but again, they are already working on the second one as well. There's also a first quick fix for a WASM crash included in here, and I tried that one myself already. It does work just fine. Now, the EFB also sees a couple of smaller changes. Notably, they have done some changes to the lightning performance calculator that's been added and actually refined in the working logic, and a little bit of nicer stuff there. Now, sounds, as you can see, also seeing quite a couple of changes over here, and something that a couple of you have actually noticed is that the airplane now also, even though it's, well, it is mentioned just down here, the radio callouts or radio altimeter callouts have been changed in order to meet the actual A340 callouts. Now, radio callouts are an interesting thing that we should just talk about for a moment over here, because Airbus has seen several generations of radio altimeter calls. I've got no idea why those have actually been changed, because let's face it, any of them would have been just fine for any of those aircraft. But the very first EAS-1 generation of Airbus aircraft saw some completely different calls from the very latest A321neo or A350. And the A340 was initially delivered with one of the later sets of radio altimeter callouts. Now, is it possible that those are actually included in some real-world A340? Yes, pretty likely actually, since there are loads of different software versions available. However, quite many of you have pointed out that they would like an earlier generation callout which fits the EAS-1 version and the older EAS-2 A340s better, and iniBuilds have delivered that right now. Now, how can you actually obtain the new update? Well, one of the nice things about the airplane being on Marketplace is that the update will actually apply itself automatically if you are streaming the aircraft. If you downloaded the aircraft, you just gotta go into Marketplace, onto your content manager, select the A340, and then you should be able to update it over there. But for the majority of you who are streaming the airplane, you will be able to just load up the sim and you will have the new version straight away. Now, a small comment, if I may, in terms of the time it took for Marketplace to update this. Now, as I've already been able to show you a couple of previews of the airplane about a week ago, I think it is safe to say that it took Asobo about a week to ingest the update into the Marketplace system. I do hope that that speed is going to improve because, you know, back in the day with the A350, iniBuilds used to pump out updates like once a week, and now it takes a week between when iniBuilds have the update ready and when it actually releases to the public. So I do hope that they are going to improve that process so that any last minute fixes that a developer may come up with are easily able to be distributed to the customer. So hopefully lesson learned there for Asobo, that they still have to improve, that a week is just too long for my personal taste. But in any case, I do hope that you guys are enjoying the update now that it is finally available on your computers as well. Now, I will be showing you another full flight with it very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I want to hear from you. Have you guys tried the new update yet? Are you guys flying the Airbus A340? Put your experience with it in the comments down below, and with that, I'm really looking forward to your experience and to how you like the airplane. Personally, I absolutely do, and since the question still comes up every now and then, is it worth buying the A340? In my opinion, absolutely yes. Of course it is in its early stages, which means there are going to be a couple of bugs, which is totally normal. But even at this point, I think it flies very well. I can easily get it from A to B without having to worry about anything, and ultimately that's the important thing that counts, isn't it? So, thank you very much everyone for watching. Leave your experience about the new aircraft in the comments beneath the video. I'm very much looking forward to the discussion down there, and also let me know about your experience with the update process. Did it work as seamless as we are promised, or did Marketplace provide any hurdles that you did originally not expect? Put it into the comments below. I'm really looking forward to reading, and with that I would like to thank you very much for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.